Hello, I'm John Gordon, the owner and operator of Gordon's Garage. Come to think of it, I'm about the only employee at Gordon's Garage. I'm the only one ever here usually. Anyway, I wanted to tell you about a product that I use to keep me going throughout the day. It's called Purple Drink. I mix this every morning and drink it throughout the day. Matter of fact, I drink about 19 gallons of this every day. And this is what keeps me going. It keeps my mind sharp, keeps my body moving, and it's just good stuff. So if you want energy to last throughout your day, drink 19 gallons of Purple Drink like I do. Well, today we're working on a 1948 Ford, and it is sitting on a Chevy Nova front end, and it has a small block Chevy in it that we didn't build, but we installed in it. And from my understanding, that engine came off of the NASCAR circuit or was built like a NASCAR engine or whatever. Yeah, what's happening is when we crank it up, it spits coolant or water and smoke out of the driver's side exhaust. So we're thinking possibly we may have a bad head gasket, but not entirely sure. Let me move my Purple Drink out of the way and we'll open this hood and see if we can get started here. But it also keeps slinging the water pump belt because, well, this engine puts out about 990 million horsepower, and it just tacks so high, it revs so high and so fast, the water pump belt can't hang on, it slings it. So we got to design a pulley system to hold that in place. And so we're going to look at this side of the engine. I'll have to pop that valve cover off and get the spark plugs out of it and see which cylinder has coolant in it and just kind of go from there. Oh, and also the steering rubs the headers, so we have to fix that as well. Okay, so like I said, we're going to pull the spark plugs out of here, and it's been sitting a couple days, so that's plenty of time for whatever coolant has been leaking into whatever cylinder to go ahead and fill that cylinder up. So hopefully it'll be real obvious when I pull the plugs which cylinder is wet, and then we'll go from there. And I pull spark plugs, I generally like to use a swivel head ratchet and then a little short extension, and of course our spark plug socket. In this case, it's a 5/8 inch deep well socket with a special little rubber grommet down in there to insulate the spark plug so that you don't crack it. Of course, y'all all know that. So there's the number 1 spark plug. Just pulled it out. And it's very wet. I can't tell if that's fuel or coolant. Look how wet that is. Maybe it's not coolant getting in. Maybe it's a bad valve seal in this oil, because that's very oily. So let's pull number 2 out and see what it looks like. I'd be all right with that if it was a valve seal. That way I wouldn't have to pull the cylinder head off. Just have to pull the valve spring out and replace the valve seal. That would be ideal. Okay, I have my Sharpie. What I'm doing with my Sharpie is I'm going to write on my spark plug wire as I take it off what number that I'm taking off. I just took number 3 off, so I'm gonna write number 3 on it, so I don't get those mixed up when I go putting it back together. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You notice I have written a number 3 on that spark plug wire with my Sharpie, because we're on the working on the odd side of a Chevy 8-cylinder, so that'll be number 1, 3, 5, and 7. All right, I'll pull number 2 out. No, not number 2, number 3 cylinder, the second one in this row, but that is actually number 3. And we'll see what number 3 looks like. Yeah, number 3 spark plug. Look, it's really wet. It's also wet, really wet, very oily. I almost bet you this sucker has some bad valve seals. Alright, now I'm gonna go for spark plug number 5. Go ahead and we'll see if I can write a number 5 on that one. And I did. And see, we won't write a number 7 because it's the last one in a row. And by process of elimination, we will know that that one is number 7. Oh, I forgot about this spark plug back here, the steering rod is in the way. There she is, that spark plug. You see, the steering rod shaft here is so close to the spark plug that you can't get your ratchet on it. You can get the plug up on there. You see, these spark plugs are made with a 3/4 socket end, so you can get your spark plug socket on the spark plug, and you can get a wrench. You see, get a wrench on there like that, and that's how you'll gain access to that spark plug. Which, all right, let's get down in here, get this number 5 spark plug out. See what she looks like. Number 5. It's also oily. But the head of that is a little cleaner. Like, makes me wonder if it's been getting a little water in that cylinder and steaming it clean. I don't know. Let's get number 7 out of there. Ooh, number 7 is really close to that steering shaft. Doggone it. We might have to use a wrench. If we might have to get a box end wrench up there on that plug to get it out. I'm not sure yet. Let's see. That's what we get for putting a Chevy motor in a Ford. Some things just don't fit right. Oh, number Number 7 is really oily too. They're just all so oily. Another possibility, I wonder if this, I'll turn you this way so you can see. I wonder if this carburetor, makes me wonder if that carburetor might be sitting there dripping some gas. Carburetor could be dripping gas very slowly. If that's the case, the floats may be set wrong. I'm just not sure. If I had somebody to turn this motor over for me, I could watch and see what puffs out of the cylinders. Not exactly sure what's going on here. I'm going to study these spark plugs. Okay, so upon further investigation, I think I have come to the conclusion that it is burning a little coolant. I'll tell you why. Well, I didn't think earlier to check the water level, which that should have been my first thought, but water level, or the coolant level is way down. Way down. So it's going somewhere. Number 5, that center diode is cleaner than the rest of the plugs. Like number 3 here is just black. Number 1 is black. Number 7 is black. Back to number 5. See how that center is a lot cleaner? There's only one thing that would really do that, and it's steam. It's been steam cleaned. But they shouldn't be as black as they are either, so I think we do have a valve seal problem, and she might be running a little rich too. Also, which this is going to be hard for you to see on camera, but this is the number 7 exhaust outlet, it is cleaner than the rest. The rest of them look like the plugs. They're black, and that one is a little cleaner. I think you can see it. And then I've pulled the header back. Let's see. Pulled the header loose, and see how black number 3 is. Number 5 is a little cleaner. It's like it's been being steam cleaned. So pretty sure we have a coolant problem. The only thing I haven't done is turn the motor over and watched to see if any coolant pushes out of the spark plug hole. I don't have anybody to turn the motor. I guess I could do it remotely. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. I can set my camera up and let the camera watch for me. I'll set the camera here and go in the cab and turn the motor over, and I can come back and watch my video to see if anything significant sprayed out. So let's see. Well, do you guys see anything? I'll have to rewind and watch. Well, I didn't really see anything. I don't guess you guys did either. The threads did get wet, but I think with the radiator being so low on water, the block is probably low. So I probably need to fill the radiator up and then let it sit the rest of the day. See what happens. Maybe I'll just be able to watch it trickle out of the spark plug hole if I fill that back up. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Other news, with the steering issue, I did take the header loose, like I said, and you see that there's a shiny spot on that steering rod, which has been rubbing the header. So I'm gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do about that. It's kind of a sloppy job anyway. The steering columns, the rod's actually hitting the body where it comes through the hole as well. So whoever designed that in the past, I mean, it works, but it's not really working for what we're trying to do. So I'm going to have to lower that somehow. Or grind that dang shaft down. Or get the header out there and beat the header tube. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I guarantee you I'll film it. So I've got the radiator full of coolant, and we'll just have to watch and wait on that. But I'm going to go ahead and address this steering, or start addressing this steering problem. Okay, is that gonna allow us to pull that header on out of there, hopefully? Yes. Okay, so there, you can see where the header's been on it, and I guess we pounded that at one time. So, you know what, I think maybe we'll pound that just a little bit more, reshape it, finesse it, whatever you want to call it, and also just grind the corners on that steering shaft, because those welds are quite bulky, and then you got the corners. So I think probably if we do that and massage that header tube, I bet you that our problem will be solved there. And also here, we'll make this hole a little bigger so the column is not riding on the firewall. Well, that's about as far as we can go on this 48 today. I filled the radiator up with coolant, and now we'll just wait and see if it trickles into that cylinder. And if it does that overnight, I'll know that we got something going on with number 5. So I'll have to pull the cylinder head off, and we'll see, hopefully, if the head gasket is bad. Hopefully that'll be the only problem. We won't find any cracks in the cylinder or in the head or anything like that. And just remember, we appreciate you watching the show. And another thing, if you have to work like I do every day, pretty much all day, fixing stuff, and you just sometimes run out of energy and have a hard time making it through the day, do what I do. Make yourself a good old batch of this purple drink. It'll get you through the day.